What's going on YouTube? My name's Travis. Welcome back to another TDH upload. Today's video is part 4 for our Carolina Skiff J16 front deck and center console restoration. We're going to be mainly focusing on the front deck in the beginning of this video. I already went ahead and picked up some primer and I actually laid down one coat. Let me turn this camera around, show you guys this primer. We'll throw this quick clip in of me just laying down this first coat. I'll shortly explain how this product worked and kind of just the odds and ends of it, and then we'll get right to work. Okay guys, so here's the product. This is All Grip 545 epoxy primer. It is a two-part system. You've got your main base primer here, and then your catalyst essentially is what it is. You mix it 1-to-1. So I did a 6-ounce mix of both, whipped that stuff up, and I was able to lay out a nice first coat. It goes a long way, even though it doesn't sound like a lot of material. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw that clip in of me laying down this stuff. You guys will see how nicely it just spread out here with the roller. It wasn't a very hard product to use, but you just have to be mindful that it is a little watery and a little runny, if that makes sense to you. It's very, very thin, so you want to go heavy with it. All Grip does tell you to go very heavy with it, and if you're doing multiple coats, there is a small time that you need to wait depending on temperature, and then if you wait past that time, you need to wait a full 24 hours for it to cure before you can sand it. But it doesn't take much to sand. I've already hit this with 320. It's already been primered, as you guys can see. I hit it with 320, so it should be ready to rock and roll. So let's get that clip in there real quick, and then we will get right to work mixing up our second batch and put a few coats on here, and we should be ready to rock and roll, putting on our final coat of paint. So here we go. It may be a little hard for you guys. Actually, no, it's not. If you look in real close, you can see the areas where I was a little heavy with the roller and I didn't come back quick enough and feather that stuff out. So when I say that you have to go in heavy, yes, you're supposed to use a lot of paint or a lot of primer when you're putting it down, but you need to come back over it a few times. And I'm just letting you guys know, again, I'm not a professional. This is a hobby for me, and that's just something that I learned and saved me a little more time when I'm going to mix up this next batch. So I just wanted to show you guys that real quick. Made sure that I filmed me putting on the first layer, so we're gonna go ahead and set up the other camera, and I'll mix up another batch of this stuff and we will get right to work. Gonna do 8 ounces. All right, there we go. We got about 16 ounces. And now we just go to town and start mixing. You guys obviously get the point, so I'll check in with you when it's time for me to start laying this down. I'm very happy with the overall finish on this second coat. Very, very happy. I mixed up that 16 ounce and went in really heavy with that roller, and I think I'm very, very satisfied with 2 coats. I don't know if I'm gonna have to do anything more, to be honest with you. As you guys can see, you know, a few of the roll streaks and such. I have to let this cure. This has been down for about, I don't know, I'd say 30 minutes or so. I'm actually gonna go ahead and get ready to take the boat out this afternoon. So if the second coat was a little thin, I was gonna apply a third, but I don't know, guys. I think I might be able to just let this do its thing, knock it down with some 320, and we should be able to lay down our top coat there, and we should be just about done with the deck. I think the last bits I'm gonna do is hit the lid, the deck lid there with some Scotch-Brite. Maybe put that into primer and see how that holds up. Putting down some paint on that, and I'm real happy with that, guys. Real happy. Well, as of right now, I think I'm gonna let this do its thing, let it kick off, and I'll come back and check on it tomorrow afternoon, see how this looks, and if everything's all good and golden, we'll probably just end up knocking it down like I said earlier in the clip, and then prep to go ahead and lay down the top coat that I'm gonna be putting on this guy. I went in really heavy with that 16 ounce. I just kept globbing it in there, globbing it in there, globbing it in there, and just moving it around. And when you do it when it's nice and wet and watery, it does respond very well. But as it's starting to kick off, you'll notice as it gets a bit tackier and tackier, you'll notice that you're gonna have a harder time moving that product around. But overall, I'm very happy with it. I was a little hesitant because the first coat was showing, you know, all the glass and some of the patchwork underneath it, but now this second coat really seemed to cover it up, and it adhered nicely. So like I said, guys, we'll play the waiting game. I'll probably check in with you tomorrow afternoon. If not tomorrow afternoon, it'll be sometime throughout this week. And hopefully we can get this thing wrapped up, painted, and put it on the boat because I'm tired of it sitting there. So see you guys in a few. Okay guys, it's another day in the shop, and as you saw there in that time lapse, I dove right in. As soon as I got off work, shot back here to the shop, just sanded this guy down. I am ready to get this thing into some paint so that way we can get it up on the boat like I said in the last clip. I need the space because I'm doing a ton of CNC cutting tomorrow for the job that I'm on right now, so I need to get this thing out of my way because I need my freaking welding table back. So the game plan obviously is just to grab some paint, lay this stuff out. I will throw you guys on the old time lapser here, try to change some angles, and keep my little secret a secret still. I don't know if you guys have seen it back there. I've been walking around cluelessly. But yeah, I don't have much else for it. We're gonna dive right into this painting and get this thing done and over with. She's looking good as ever. She probably looked better the day she came from the factory, but she looks pretty damn good now, and I'm real happy with it. So it's just about time for us to install this guy. Obviously, we're gonna be letting it kick off and cure for about 24 hours. Well, in this case, probably 11, 12 hours until I come in to the shop tomorrow and move it and probably put it on the front of the boat and then figure out where I'm gonna want it. But anyways, that's for tomorrow and when we do the installation later in the video. But we're looking real good. I had extra paint left. I poured a little much, so I ended up just rolling out all the glass that I did on the backside, so that's looking solid. Real nice. Didn't go too crazy up in the corners and really in general with it. Just wanted to cover all the raw glass up, and that's about that, folks. She's looking really good. I'm gonna take some red Scotch-Brite, not this exact piece here, but something similar, and or my little discs, and then rub it over the actual hatch. I think it's in here in my office. Everything's out of my work bag because I had to have my handle sewn back on, so ignore all that stuff and my mess. But I'm gonna Scotch-Brite this thing up, try to clean this thing up a little bit more. I hit it with some cleaner and wiped it all down. I think I said that earlier in another video, but that's gonna be painted. And we'll do the installation on that probably at the very end, because what I'm probably gonna end up doing is drilling the holes for that guy, and then either backfilling it with a little bit of epoxy or Cavasil, letting it kick, and then maybe just come back in behind with the screw with 5200. That way I can try to seal up that core the best I can, try to make it last as long as possible. But other than that, that's the game plan. I am ranting, so I will see you guys in 1 second. All right, sorry about that. I was gonna end the video, but I figure I'll just wrap it up formally here. As soon as I get into the shop tomorrow, I'll move this guy over, do all my work, and hopefully tomorrow afternoon, after everything's said and done, we can get to installing this thing. I left all the holes, as you guys can see, or you probably see it in the last clip. I left all the mounting holes for mounting purposes, so that way we can just do an easy installation. I have one hole that I repaired that's in this area, and another hole that we will have to drill for those on the front deck, and then obviously we're gonna be drilling into the boat. And then I bought a tube, ignore my fan, my ceiling fan, my air mover, making a bunch of noise up there. But I bought a tube of 5200 fast cure, so that way we can go ahead and throw that into my little electric caulking gun down here. Oh man, all right, whatever, you guys get the point. I got an electric caulking gun, a Ryobi one, and we'll just mark out the area where we're gonna put this thing, lay 5200 down, and we'll be ready to install this guy on the boat for the, yeah, I don't know, next year or two, until I decide to change it up or do something. But hats will go in there. I'm getting plugs for the holes down here, and then for that back hole back there, I haven't decided what I'm gonna do. I may end up patching that, or I may use that as some sort of access hole or something like that if I want to do like a trolley motor up there. I don't really do too much fishing, but having one up in that area, up on the port side, would be nice just to keep me in the same place when I'm hanging out. Or if I do get into fishing, who knows? But all right, I'm running my mouth. I will see you guys hopefully in the next, hopefully tomorrow. So see you later, bye. Alrighty guys, it is the following day, and man, I am very, very happy with this outcome. I could have swiped a few areas with some micro balloons now that I've got the paint on there. If you look closely, you can see he's got some dimples and such here on top of the deck. I probably could have swiped that, filled that up, sanded it down, but honestly guys, I'm very happy with the way that it came out as is. I'm not trying to dump any more money or time into it. You guys know that I got the boat for free. The paint job on it, it's not perfect. There's areas that are scratched up and beat up, and you know, there's some areas that need to be repainted. So it's a boat that I can get out, use, and enjoy. And you know, I'm not hunting perfection. I still have to fix the gunnel on the port side back here. I mean, the gunnel's missing, so that still needs to be repaired. There's a lot to do, but I need to stay within my budget here and not go too crazy. On top of that, I want to you know, get back on the formula. So anyways guys, this came out really awesome. I'm very happy. I did paint the hatch too. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that footage in so you guys can see that. That got done. There was a couple spots that didn't dry. I'll just walk out and show you. Give me 1 second. I have it sitting out here in the sun. So this spot right in here you can see, and same thing on the other side. Unfortunately, because I left the latches in that position there, the paint didn't fully cure, so I'm letting it try to kick off now, and we're just gonna have that little bit of boogered up paint right in there for the time being, because unfortunately I'm not gonna be able to do anything about that. I'm gonna have to go back in there, sand that all out, and repeat the process. And again, I'm not going back and getting crazy with it. This will work just fine. So obviously I can put it into the open position here, cleaned all of this up, the seal's all good. It's ready to rock and roll to get installed on the deck. So that's gonna be the next thing that we're gonna do. I still have some stuff to do for work today. So before we get to the installation, I gotta get that handled, and then we'll get the deck thrown up onto the boat and fasten her down. All right, folks, it's the following day. I actually got caught up with a bit of work, and I ended up landing myself another awesome marketplace deal. You guys will see that a little later on, but I went and picked that up, so I didn't mess with the deck at all any yesterday, but now I'm gonna jump back on it. I've got my area taped out here where I'm going to be applying my 5200 on the inside of it, obviously, so that way it can get sandwiched down in between the gunnel and the deck. I've got to go ahead and drill the holes, and then we can get ready to secure the deck in its final home. Okay, folks, well, she's on there. She is secured. Laid out the 5200, came back behind it, fastened down my screws, and then smeared it out with my finger just to try to clean it up the best that I can. I was short 3 of those screws, 1, 2, and 3 here, so I need to get 3 of those guys and get those in. And unfortunately, I had one little incident. You guys look right there. That was a hole, I'm assuming, for the cleat at one point in time. Well, when I swiped it and I filled it with Cabasil, I didn't grind it down. So when I fastened it down, guess what it did? It pushed up and it pushed through and it popped right out. So that sucks. I have nobody else to blame but myself on that one because I knew better. I even ground down the Cabasil up here in the front on both edges because it wasn't sitting flush. And for whatever reason, I didn't look at this one, and yep, good job, Travis. So guys, that's probably gonna be it for right now on the front deck. Now that I've got this guy fastened down and secured, I'm gonna pull it out into the sun and let the 5200 do its thing. I did run out of 5200, surprisingly. I used an entire tube on my caulk gun here. The entire tube went just for the deck. And then obviously to smear all these corners in so that way I can seal it in. So I don't have any for the hatch at the moment. I'm gonna have to go pick up more. And then obviously I'm gonna have to tend to this. So, gosh, man. Sometimes I piss myself off. Okay guys, the video is getting a little lengthy. I want to go ahead and wrap it up here. Part 5 is going to kind of be up in the air because I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to be doing with the center console. Yes, I wanted to use it and that was the game plan, but with this recent marketplace deal that I found, which hopefully I'll be uploading some content for you guys later on this week about those engines that I've got back there. The one that I just recently picked up kind of puts me in a predicament where I can't use the center console because of the controls that I got, the factory Yamaha controls. They don't sit flush in the console all the way. The back of the cables actually hit the center console. So that'll be for a different video, or I'll just explain that to you when I show you guys the engines. But other than that, guys, I want to thank you for watching. If you made it to the very end, I do appreciate you guys. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. If not, thank you for returning. I appreciate your views and all your comments and constructive criticism, all that good jazz. So anyways, guys, I will see you in the next upload. Have a good one. Later. Always in the dark.